Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News, baby dolls. We are on this weekend of blood and terror and destruction. And crypto seems to be going down a bit. Ticky down. What's happening? Stock market, Uncle Bobby said maybe that the cryptocurrency industry is going to stall out for a bit because the S&P 500, aka slow and poop 500, is starting to ticky down. I've got some comments here from Donald Trump. We're going to talk about some crypto media stuff. Charmly, I'm just going to show you his $60,000 Ethereum prediction again because you know what? It's been a long bear market, man. Friends, I'm running out of drugs to take. It's a pastime in here. And of course, for children at home, the drugs we're talking about. Cereal. Okay? Friends, I enjoy cereal actually at night. Yeah. I enjoy cereal at night. And I don't make any apologies for that. Okay? Also, I like to chop up the banana and put some honey in my cereal at night. That's lovely. Another drug I enjoy is orange juice with my steak. And yes, I don't care if you're disgusted by that. It's yummy to me yesterday. It's yummy to me today. And it's going to be yummy to me next week when we come back to this place again. Okay? Now, BTC hitting 112,000 American dollars. The monthly candle is ticky green now. But now red, okay? If we go ticky green, it would be 115 to 116,000. So still a fat chance we can actually just come back and reverse it. We have nothing to worry about. I hope. I showed you yesterday, friends, my video on Arthur Gaze, which means he hasn't blocked me or anything. Arthur's a nice guy. It's so close, man. Like he's just asking for it. You know, he just becomes a gay bear every 90 days. Arthur just turns mega gay. So I've made some videos and posts on Twitter for it. I've got a YouTube video here coming out here for you. But we've been cracking on through, friends. This is, you're not bullish enough, pretty much. I want you to pay attention to that as well. Jim Cramer being bearish. So just literally in the dead of the night, Jim Cramer comes out, still probably drunk off wine, as he likes to do. So he's always blasted on TV. Comes out and says, you know what? Every year, August and September are absolutely rubbish. Is to get this turbo bearish. That might be what we need to get a kick up the boom. Now, before we even go to look at any charts, I want to show you blockchain backers charts. Okay, this is where we are right now. Do you remember these fractals that were like following before? Well, this is where we are now. Okay, we broke up through and we've done this little ABCD thing to come back and retest the high. Okay. If you go back to the fractal it's following, it is the same thing on the right-hand side. This is what Bitcoin has done in the exact past. That's why blockchain backer, and it's not me, okay, but blockchain backer believes it's actually all over soon. He thinks this is the final rise up and then kaput. Okay, we're actually going to go kaput and then that's it. But it's interesting, the chart just stops there. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I've shown like, hey, why can't Bitcoin go up and then like come down here and then everyone thinks it's over, but there's another cycle later on. And actually, if I showed you, if you draw a channel, it looks like that. Remember, I've shown you. If you look at this, see Bitcoin, like this wave, this channel up and down. What if we do that? What if that's what ends up happening? But we're looking too much far into the future already. Looking at this part going up, we're really at a doomsday area now. Because right here, it's once again make or break, you know. You know what's interesting with this one, friends? Before you felt it was make or break with the price, now it's like time make or break. Yeah, before it was like, man, are we ever gonna go up? Then we started slightly going up. They're like, okay, we're kind of gonna go up maybe. Now it's like we've waited way too long. It's like it's really tested you with every single fiber of you being here. So if BTC can continue up here, we're going to move to that next phase, which is up here. Now, I know it looks like it goes up only, but it doesn't feel good, does it? Like, it's still going to take a while to battle on through, and we'll see if we're going to get that peak up here. I mean, like, even if you check it out, man, we're literally running out of time. As a friendly reminder to you as well, friends, so what I think is going on, and I've been talking to you about this a while, we have to get rid of the 4-year cycles, okay? Now we're going to play some PUBG music for the rest of us believers, because we deserve it. And that's right. Link is here to mock all the non-believers too. So, and what do I mean by we have to get rid of the 4-year cyclers? I don't know, man. I'm just here 18 hours a day. Just something's popped in my head. I feel like, and trust me, I didn't want that to be true. I'm like, man, not again. Oh, man, it's happening again. Yeah, we got to get rid of the 4-year cyclers. I'm just having an honest conversation. And the 4-year cyclers white, that's the last model left that works in crypto consistently, yeah. If we break the 4-year cycle, then it's pretty much la land. Now, it's funny. Okay, 4-year cycles, friends, this is the thing, right? It's been 4 years now. We're overdue. Altcoins still haven't gone up, okay? If you go back to 4 years ago, we had peaked in May. April and May of 2021. I mean, like, we're way through. We haven't even started going up. It takes 100 days, man. So, like, even best case, we start going up now. We're going to peak at the end of the year for Altseason Wave 1. We've literally never done that before. Ever. In 2021, Altseason Wave 1 peaked in May. In 2017, Altseason Wave 1 peaked in June. And then in 2013, Altseason Wave 1 peaked in April. Okay, I know all those months off by heart. We're now, friends, we're in August. And we're going to go into Rectember. Like, we haven't even started going up. Okay, maybe we have. OTHERS-BTC is 1 monthly candle. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to fill in the next 4 or 5? So, it's delayed no matter what. Okay, it is delayed. Okay, so obviously from here, look, just to see this model, I know I want all our bags to go up, but a part of me, friends, an actual part of me wants Bitcoin to just like come back down here, go down to 106. Why? Because then it won't be following blockchain backers charts and he's going to have to make something else up. That a part of me wants that, really wants that. Right. I even saw Crypto. Shout out to Chris, Crypto. He showed this channel and he showed that for this channel here, he said that Bitcoin's actually broken under it and it might be retesting and come back down. So he's still bullish. He's got like a $30 million long. I think he took $15 million of profit on it. Please don't do leverage as well, friends. You know what I mean? Because yes, all your views, you have been paying for their deposit money over the years, right? So you're most likely not going to be able to have anywhere near those returns, especially being in BTC only and especially doing leverage only. But it is interesting just how it's all playing out. So now we're in a fork in the road again. Arthur Gaze, our favorite bear, he's got a 100K Bitcoin target. He goes, we're probably going to like screw on down for this quarter and then go up only later. Anyway, my friends, did I not make you a video like 2 months ago? No, it was about a month ago. Arthur says 250K by the end of this year. It was literally like a week or two ago. Now he's turned into a gay bear. Right? That's what happens. Well, whatever. But they like trading and stuff. You know, everyone gets their own dopamine hit. Okay. So once again, it is all outside of our control. And, you know, you have Uncle Bobby talking about a little reset here for S&P 500. Remember, S&P 500, the S is for smelly and the P is for poop. The smelly poop 500. Here we have the S&P 500. I know it's just 3% on your chart here, but this is like, you know, it's basically momentum going down. It's actually the first retracement in a long while, actually. So even if I check it on the weekly chart, here we go. So, yeah, man, once again, we can't do anything about it. Got to wait it out. Let this thing handle itself and just pray that things are going to get better, as we've been doing literally since forever. This is meth. The price of ETH, friends, yes, ticking down 3,400, 3,300. We're going to round it down. I know it's $3 below 3,400, but you're going to get rounded down. So it's effectively 3,300 because it's still a piece of poop. It's got a long way to go. This chart as well, it can only resolve to the upside. You just don't know how long. Man, I can't believe that guy, friends. I can't believe that one gambler, he rage tilt shorted with like triple his size to make back his big losses. And he shorted it here and he's got it right. I wonder if he's going to take out his short to try and make it all back. So don't do any of this revenge trading stuff. You shouldn't even be putting yourself in a position to do any leverage trading, to do revenge trading, okay? That's what it comes down to, and we're all going to make it. This is the daily super trend out here. Remember, we're just about to flip red, but don't worry about flipping red on the daily. Who the hell really cares? So this is it, just a cleaner look. If we're repeating the fractal, there's just going to be like a walkie up. Everything feels bad. And then like here's September. Everyone's like, oh, September's always bad. It might actually start to go up. That'd be funny. Also, for the 4-year cyclers, friends, if you want to talk about symmetry of the 4-year cycle, the actual final date, okay, is in Cocktober. Okay? Cocktober is the 1064-day symmetry for Bitcoin from its bottom to its top, which has worked twice before. Let me just show you again. So in the past cycles, this is just spooky Bitcoin stuff, right? So if you go to the exact bottom tick, okay, let me just move these out here for you. If you go to the exact bottom tick of Bitcoin, and you go to the very, very, very top, it's 1064 days. Okay, and then in the cycle before that, guess what? It did the exact same thing. I think here, 1064 days. There you go. See that? 1064 days. So checking back this chart again on the BTC weekly, we've got 1064 days, right? It brings us that October, all right? That's like the last of it. Okay, that's like the very, very, very end. Like for 4-year cyclers, if you're charting and stuff, that's it. That's why it feels like to me, man, we got to get rid of the 4-year cyclers somehow. We got to make them think this time is different. Right. By the way, a lot of them are starting to think that. Michael Saylor never believed in it in the first place. We have Kathy Wood, our favorite gilf. She's got $1.5 million BTC by 2027. So they're starting to come out. Friends, even Arthur Gaze doesn't believe in the 4-year cycle. Okay. And he's like bearish right now. You know, everyone thinks it's different now. But this is the interesting part, right? This is why, friends, you have to watch the crowd. Okay, you can't go just do your own thing. Okay, everyone of those big KOLs, you know, your Michael Saylor and your Gilf and everyone out here, they're all saying, "Oh, the 4-year cycle, everyone knows about it. It's not going to work." But it doesn't matter if everyone knows about something in markets. It matters how they're positioned. Okay, it matters how they're positioned. So we could get to the end of the year where there's a lot of things we're seeing and we're like, whoa, the market is positioned for an extended cycle right now. All right, that's what it's positioned for. That's a key to this. And they'll actually let you know, by the way. They will be in the crowd. The crowd will let you know, especially as we go up in terms of what they're planning and expecting for the year ahead, right? Remember, at the top of the Bitcoin 2021 cycle, you had Michael Saylor. He did the famous poll that I recorded. And basically, you had 85%. Remember, Michael Saylor's got like 1 million plus followers, 3 million now, whatever it is, millions, okay? He had 85% of people, I think it's 84% on the dot, said yes to mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin. Yeah, and only 14% was basically take profit on your Bitcoin and buy the house. 84%, man. And it was literally right here. Oh, man, I really hope we see something like that. 84%. Gosh. That's just what happens, man. That's what happens. See, the crowd prices in the future. By the way, you got to think, right? Why was it 84% of people saying at 64K BTC, it's a good idea to do that? It's because they priced in 100K in their head already. That's why. Because they're like, I'm definitely rich. I'm definitely rich now. I'm buying up here. It's going up another 2x. Easy. Look at it. They said, because they're looking at the past. They go, it's gone up forever, pretty much. It's going to keep going up forever. Okay, so I wonder if we get something like that. Makes you think what price we'd have to get, right? Maybe 200K. Yeah, so you never know, man. You never know. That's why, friends, exotic top signals help. They might help us, right? That's why if we saw a public ICO raise, it was pump fund. Okay, more like extract fund. So pump fund raised $600 million in 10 minutes. So I know, and you know too, if they really wanted to raise $1 billion, we could do it. Like in that next wave. Easy. Very easy. And it's going to be scary if we just hit 1 billion because, man, the thing, right, is PulseChain raised, PLS, it raised, I want to say it's sacrifice. I think it was 700 million. Yes, 700 million sacrifice for PulseChain. That's not including the OA, the basically the cheap number OA thing, okay? 700 million. That was in July 2021. But then December was PulseX. It raised the actual 1.1 billion, hit the B, right? And yes, so you know what I mean? So hopefully we build into that and it becomes clear. Now, before we crack on with some of this news, check out the OTHERS-BTC chart. Remember, friends, I've been showing you this for a very, very, very long time. everything is still really, really, really low, like gargantuanly tiny. There's so many things that we need to turn around first before this thing even gets a move on. And I know a lot of people saying, oh, but the cycle's over soon, but this or that. No, you don't understand. When we say what is the cycle, you don't say what is a cycle? It's the business cycle, man. Okay, so this is where people get confused, okay? And what we've got to do is, fans, we've got to play some nice, gentle Zelda music because we are on this journey together, okay? You and me and Spoonie, of course, okay? So when everyone comes into crypto, they learn about the halvening. They say, guess what? We can chop this reward out and it pumps bags. They're like, ah! Everyone goes wild, okay? Everyone goes wild, okay? But what is actually the cycle? That's why I have my guiding fart forces up here. My guiding forces of farty crypto. Okay. Bitcoin's following global M2. But then what happens is, why do they print money in the first place? You've got to think, the government prints money. Why? Because they want to steal from people? Yes. But also, they print money to get the positive flywheel happening. Okay. They print money because they're like, hey, start doing something, economy. Start doing something. Okay, then there's a part where they don't need to print anymore. That is where manufacturing and the business cycle ticks up. You get it? When everything starts to tick up. When we start to tick up and the number is literally 52 on the dot for altcoins, okay, it's above 50, is expanding, but when you have 52, it's enough momentum. At that point, businesses are just making more money, you know? People feel more confident to just, you know, hey, I want to buy a jet ski. Or, you know what, we will book that holiday. Or we will upgrade the car. That's how people start acting. They do that. And so all businesses are making money. Money's circulating everywhere. And also, because everyone's making money, people are speculating on the future with more optimism. And what do? Buy altcoins. Altcoins correlate on the chart to this business cycle. I mean, I have literally all my indexes. This is ETH-BTC. It does correlate with ETH-BTC. You see that? It does correlate with ETH-BTC. Yeah, I've actually shown you other charts. They've actually got the real data and everything out here. This is OTHERS-BTC. It's the same thing as well. If you actually come back, you can actually make it, I think, like a regular chart as well for others. But yeah, this is it. It correlates at the same time. Up and together, down together, up together. They go down together. And then there's a log chart for everything for that one on top. Actually, here it is. I just got it right here. So if you go back, it's, yes, all the data. I've even shown you there's macro data from Raul Powell, shout out to Rara, with his charts where they don't show you the full chart history. They change it to like 3-month deviations. So month up, month down, and they're literally just going up together. Okay, pretty much going. And obviously altcoins, the percentages on altcoins, as PMI goes up, we're like super spiking up. Okay, but also on the way down, we get wrecked. You know, so the economy, you know, if people slow down their productivity by like 1%, altcoins are like, we're getting crashed like 7%. Okay, so obviously the volatility is insane. So that's the actual cycle, right? So that's what we're getting at is when we see this. Okay, when you're looking at this, effectively what they do, this is literally how the economy works. Okay, this is literally our Keynesian system. Okay, they keep printing money until the point this thing is ready to fly up, and once it flies up, they let it go. And it's a positive flywheel, which is actually what happened up here. And then the economy gets inflationary, right? And they're like, uh-oh, you're getting overheated. And then when we get what we call the misallocation of capital, okay? Does like Dogecoin mania ring any bell in 2021? What about the GameStop stuff? Okay, but here's the thing. People in it, you don't see it as misallocation of capital. That's why we all get trapped. We see it as the future. We see it as we are rebelling against the system, okay? But everybody else sees it as like, hey man, these things have no fundamentals. You're misallocating capital. That's why when it goes on a bit and things get inflationary, which pretty much means people don't want to hold that fiat currency, they're spending too much, things get hot, then the Fed's like, okay, we've got to pull back the liquidity thing because things are getting out of hand. Okay, that's a cycle. They literally, they truncate it on the way up, and when it goes down, they truncate it too. So after seeing all this, right, you now have an idea, friends, of this business cycle when we're looking at it, okay? When we're talking about 4-year cycle, like that's what we're actually trading is. You're trading this thing going up, okay? We have not seen it. So that's why, we're totally guessing. Honestly, if you say, oh, crypto cycle's topping out at the end of this year, if you're saying that, we are literally, as we are always, it's a total guess, man. It's a total guess. Like PMI has been down for 33 months. Okay, look at the past 3 cycles. 10, 12, 6. You see that? Before it started ticking up and the economy could start revving up. Okay, we are down at 33 months. Everyone's got their own theories and stuff. It could be because we're so desensitized to the money printer. Because that's what all the theory was, by the way. Because they started QE1 here, more QE. Now it's like, hey man, like they're really jamming it, right? They're really jamming it. But that's for another topic. So we haven't even ticked up, man. We literally haven't ticked up. You might even say to me, Somi, what happens if this thing just goes up at the end of this year? Let's say we tick 52 and then it just comes back down. Okay. I don't know. We've never had that in history in 150 years. Okay. It's never been that long bad. Okay. What I can tell you right now, the longest in history it stayed below this 50 is pretty much 42 months, which would actually be till April next year. Okay. So I don't know, friends, like this thing always, I mean, look, I'll just show you. It always comes up. It's a business cycle. You see that? There's always these slaps above 52 and it takes a while to roll back down. Once you get the positive flywheel going in the economy, it's actually really good. That's all what I'm going to show. I'm going to show you, actually, there's this clip, friends, that I couldn't upload for you. Donald Trump, president, just done an interview and he says the economy is going to boom in 6 months. But where do you think he's getting that number from? He's getting it from this. Okay, because they've done the calculations on the oil, the US dollar, the liquidity injections and stuff out here. That's why he's saying, hey man, we're going to be booming in like 6 months. But also you got to be careful too because crypto peaks out before the ISM peaks out. So we haven't even started. So like, there's nothing to worry about. There's literally nothing to worry about. That's why even like, hey, should we be worried? Should we like think about this, right? Bitcoin's over 100K and the PMI is still at 48. Okay, this is defied belief, by the way. No one thought, I would not have thought this is possible. No one would have. This just proves Bitcoin is statistically special. Okay, it's going up as they print money global M2. So the economy is not even doing well, pretty much, business cycle-wise. Okay, it's not doing anything extraordinary. It's just barely keeping it together and they're printing money and Bitcoin's going up. Okay, now you might say, hey, it's Michael Saylor. It's the turbo leverage borrowing. You know, once again, that's why in the next cycle, people are going to fade that. And it's going to be a topic, another topic to talk about. I want to show you this as well, friends. So SOL-eth is still continuing to go down. It's just interesting as well because I'm just watching every KOL just turbo max shilling Soylana still. I'm like saying, hey man, look, you know what they always say, Fred? They always say the same thing. Oh, but you like a coin that's gone down. Let me explain something to you, okay? The market has priced PulseChain for dead. It's literally saying you got a 1% chance of success rate, okay? I am still long because nobody has positioned for this to be alive, okay? They need to see more evidence, which is the business cycle going up, right? Pretty much for them, which is funny. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm in the best position in crypto. I feel like I'm in the best position. I go, hey, the market thinks this is dead. I know this is alive. This is a super rare opportunity for me. I don't know if we'll ever get something like this again. I'm here 18 hours a day, right? Okay. Maybe they're going to wisen up in the next cycle. People won't be able to see stuff this cheap like that, okay? In Soylana, you're holding something, right? I'm saying this, friends, in a very family-friendly way, okay? I'm not being anti-Semitic here. But you're holding something, Habib, you ran up for 644 days. You've ran up for 2 years. Literally, the real number is like 720 days. Literally up only for 1.75 years. This is an impossibility in altcoins. Impossibility. It's a unicorn run. You can't run up that long. 6 months is a long time of going up only. 6 months. You just ran up for 1.75 years, bro. You went 3 times the longest, a long period of time, okay? And look, you even had all these top stuff. The president coming out, launching, dropping a meme coin, and now you're just dropping like a rock. As you're releasing, oh, the ETF's coming, but you're still dropping. Oh, but we're releasing all this info, it's still dropping. Okay, so that's the thing, man. The market positioned you as something. It used to be, the market said, Soylana, you're dead down here. Now they positioned for Soylana to flip Ethereum. Where are you playing? Okay, you better hope it flips it, by the way, because if you're wrong about that, you're wrecked. Okay, because the market has to unprice that. Now, let's check out this news. Gold is up 660% in 20 years, and Bitcoin is up 900%. So I'm just going to show you this chart, very family-friendly graph out here. So this is Bitcoin and traditional ass. Roy right here. S&P 500 stocks, and then you have Bitcoin 9 years. But these are useless, by the way. When you start going to like super far away, 5-year returns are good. They're more realistic, okay? But Bitcoin as well, friends. Bitcoin is about see Bitcoin and gold, Soylana and stocks. Bitcoin moves about 4 times faster. Okay, it does move about 4 times faster. Its growth rate is going down over time. That's why I showed you that chart. It used to be 100% per year, then 90%. It's just going down. Now it's down to 67%, but still huge. It's still better than 10%, which is what you get in stocks and gold per year on average. Obviously not financial advice. Bitcoin can go to zero like everything else, but who cares? Whatever. The president's in, you know what I mean? So there's a cool chart we got here as well, friends. Check this out, man. It's funny, right? I've been talking to you. So this chart, let's just quickly go through it. This chart is Rolex Watches, the Rolex watch, and the orange line is Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin from the last cycle. You know, the double top. So look at this. They peaked together and they went down together. So that's why I'm showing you, okay, watches and all this stuff, they're all part of the business cycle. Yeah. See, it's not that, oh, the data's not an indicator of future prediction, PMI and stuff. It's not an indicator. It's just showing you it's showing you where we are. Okay. Once we all start to feel confident together, see, that starts from where? That just starts from nowhere, pretty much. It's just a cycle. Oh, you just feel better because why? I don't know. It's just time to feel better. And then you start feeling optimistic for the future, and then you start making more purchasing orders and everything out here, and everything goes up. But then it starts to peak up the top. Okay, eventually run out. This is when, the US Fed said, hey, we're going to hike rates and stuff out here. And that's why crypto moves fast, man. Crypto gives you extraordinary gains. The problem is it stops faster than everything else. But it's interesting, right? Rolexes, remember, Rolexes, friends, are just like, they are NFTs. Okay, Rolexes, they're NFTs. There's a culture aspect to it. There's an asset aspect to it. There's you want other people to see it. It's its own little network value as well. And you feel more confident about it when the business cycle is up. Okay, and then you want to get rid of them when they're down. People don't want to buy them at all. So it's amazing how it all works together. We're all linked. We're literally all linked, right? That's why you don't get that's why looking at this emotional stuff is very important. Right? Because if you just think about what's a 5 out of 10 emotion, and then think about 10 happiness and 1 sad, when you're seeing 3s and 2s and 1s in sadness out of 10 emotion, that long term that's good. That's good to be buying with those pessimists there, yeah? When we're seeing 8, 9s, and 10s, your goal isn't to be like, oh, it's definitely going to go down for me. You just know, oh, crap, man. On average, I shouldn't be in the mindset of buying up here. I should be in the mindset of basically selling, and rotating into stablecoin, maybe ping pong coin. We'll see. Also, friends, this is what I mentioned to you before. Every crypto media keeps turbo bull posting Soylana news, but conveniently leaves out that SOL-eth continues to drop like a sack of potatoes. So the Soylana trenches are pretty much cooked now. You can see Pump Fund, everyone's left the casino. It's down to 20% market share. Now they're in Bonk Fund. But friends, I just showed you, the coin Retardio. It's just, I'm just showing you how far we're devolving. Okay, the coin Retardio here. You got the little cute milady with the clown face, and there's Bonk. There's Bonk, right? There's the Bonk Fund Launchpad. Okay, now there is, I think, Bonkardio. It's Bonk and Retardio. Here it is. I found it. Oh, now we've put Bonk Fund, but now they're Retardio themselves. Bonkyo. Oh my gosh, this is it. So, wish you all the best, bro. Just showing you. You see that? See what I mean? It's devolving. It's like, oh, let's combine that. But that's just, you're running out of stuff. They ran out of stuff a long time. That's what they just started to do. Because you're not adding new people in the casino. It's the same people. And it's kind of fun, but the room's very large. There's 150,000 daily users. I don't know how much there is now and how much of it are real humans and not just bots. So They all see something. So it's funny. If you're in a group of 1,000 people and there's 150,000 in the room, okay, if another 10,000 join, they're like, oh my gosh, we got an amazing growth. We're like going to take over the world. Yeah, but then it just stops. And then it drops, goes to zero, you know? Then another corner of the room, let's say there's 500 people, they release a coin, and, you know, out of 1 in 20 of them, those 500 people become like 7,000. Think about that. They've gone up. They've done like a 14x on their growth of the users. Started with 500 people. Now it's, you know, that's 7,000. 14x. You know, from Metcalfe's law, if you do 14 times 14, wow, that's 200x price growth. So maybe the coin started at like, you know, 100x, let's say 200k market cap. And then it went up 200x. Now it runs up all the way to 40 million market cap, and then it just dies. Okay, 40 million is a big one as well. You see what I mean? And but they think they're like, oh wow, we're like killing it. And then what ends up happening is all those 150,000 in the people in the casino, they've all just lost all their money. Just they keep losing consistently to people who are bundling tokens, all the scammers and grifters, and they're just fighting over each other, right? Until they eventually say, you know what, man, this whole casino is trash. There's too many people out here sticking their toes in my mouth telling me it's the only coin I'll ever need to buy. But I'm like 15 coins deep, right? And like now they're saying, hey, have you ever tried Heal before? Take some Heal. I know you're a toe fan, but I want Heal. See what I mean? That's what they're eventually learning, friends. That's why they go, oh, instead of losing to like, you know, like I said, the purple and green cat picture, let's go to Bong Fun over there, because now that at least there's a cute orange dog while I lose my money, okay? That's literally it, okay? They only win if new money's coming in. And guess what, friends? New money, when it's coming in, it shows you what it looks like on a ratio chart. Price is going up. This is new money coming in, new money coming in, new money coming in. You see that? Distributing. They're like, oh, wow, there's a bunch of new money. And then, look at this. All the people who came in here, guess what this part is? Them losing. They're literally them losing. That's why Soylana, like for example, they've been extracting. Took $700 million out, dumped and whatever. And we saw all these VCs dumping $50 million worth, enormous clips. So there you go. That's the game. That's the game. But that's what every game is, right? Now, people are in here. So you got to think about your bet, right? Crypto market has said PulseChain's dead. I say it's alive. I'm not saying it's going to flip Bitcoin. I'm not saying it's going to flip Ethereum. I'm not saying it's actually going to flip anything. I don't even know. All I know is you say it's dead, I say it's alive, you know? And when something's dead, friends, people don't pay 20 cents on a dollar for it. When people say something's dead, they literally pay, the market gives like a 1 cent. That's it. 1 cent pricing to pay a dollar. 1 cent. Okay, it's literally dead. It's got a heartbeat. Okay, literally said it's dead. To me, that's free money. Okay, I look for stuff like this. Okay, asymmetric upside. Okay, in Soylana, no one's saying you're dead. Okay, in Soylana, the bet is you're going to have to flip Ethereum. That's it. Okay, you can't be a mid-tier chain. You can't even be a semi-mid-tier chain. You have to go and flip Ethereum. You have to flip the biggest. Okay, your rank is so high, you must flip them. If you don't flip them, guess what? All those people who are long, they have to unprice that. They go, wait a minute, we thought you were going to flip Ethereum. Okay, well, now what? They go, okay, what's its fair value after that? You see what I mean? So, and here's the thing, friends. Soylana could go flip Ethereum. It could. I'm not saying it can't. It could. I'm just asking you to think about the bet you're taking. Okay, you're betting on a favorite. Okay, do you want to bet on a favorite tennis player, basketball team, golf player, where they're paying out like their payout is, you put $1 in, your payout is $1.02. You keep playing that, man, you will get crushed. Okay, you don't even have to take my word for it. You could literally just speak to literally anybody who does any type of bookkeeping or market making or anything out here. You know that. Like I mentioned before as well, friends, President Pump said the US economy is going to boom in 5 or 6 months from now. So yeah, that's what he's referring to next year. It really makes me think, man, that business cycle still has not ticked up. We're now in month 33. How long is it going to go for? Right? If you're very, very curious, the longest in history was 42 months. But in the middle of that 42 months, there was the PMI spikes to 52 for this period. And then it comes back down. We never got that. We just nicked 50. Nicked it. and then it went back down. Okay, so we are actually the worst in history, but if you really want to compare to that, it was 42 months. But that would be a completely extended cycle, you know? So now I wonder what's going to happen. Eric Trump has said to buy the Bitcoin and Ethereum dips, as he always says, which is great. And why I've put that out here, friends, we might get to a point of the cycle. Just watch out. I might have to put an exotic top signal list, right? It might be so exotic, I can't even write it down. So here's Eric Trump, okay? Eric Trump. We might get to the end where... So right now, you know, World Liberty Finance, Trump's family have sold 25% of their holdings, okay? They've sold 25% of it. It's like their first clip, their first tranche, okay? Maybe in this next little wave, they sell another 25%. And then maybe at the very, very end, they sell like the final 25%. Maybe they just keep 25, they just never sell that. It might get to that where we're like, oh my gosh, the Trump family has sold 80% of their crypto. You know what I mean? Like that's like a warning sign for them. They minted these coins out of nowhere. They've sold 80%, you know? So that's what we got to remember as well at the top. I'm like, guys, they didn't pay shit for this stuff, okay? It's not like, oh, they're still keeping 20% because they're bullish. No, dude, they literally got it at a zero. Okay, it's like if you went and robbed somebody's house and they had $1 million worth of gold, you know, and then you took 900,000, but you left 100,000 in there, and they're like, "See, he's a good person. He left $100,000 of gold in that person's garage." No, dude, he didn't. He should have had zero. You know what I mean? Like, no, the fact that he took 900,000, you got to focus on that part. So it'll be the exact same analogy. That's what we've got to remember. That might happen at the top. Also, want to show you this clip from CZ, friends.
The largest economy in the world is adopting crypto, and they're buying crypto. They're setting up crypto reserves. That means any other country who's not doing that now is going to be at a significant disadvantage when they want to do that later, because the richest country is going to buy Bitcoin first. They're going to buy a whole lot of them, and the Bitcoin price is going to go up. The next country that comes in to buy them is going to be buying them at a higher price, so they can only buy less with less, and they have less money. Now I think we're going to see a race towards countries adopting Bitcoin, the major cryptocurrencies. That it's good for the crypto industry as a whole, but in some logic, like a lot of the retail smaller guys will be left even further behind. There
you go. Retail guys will be left behind, but it is true. That's why crypto moves the way it does. Like you have 10 people, and they all have, let's say, their $1,000 clip in any coin. What happens is the first guy who gets in, he's getting a huge chunk. The first 2-3 guys getting a huge chunk, and the bottom 7 are getting nothing, but they're all putting in that money. That's exactly the same thing with Bitcoin. You just put that on a larger scale. And here's the thing, friends. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay, it's all a bunch of. Just let me tell you something though. In bull markets, because people are optimistic in their minds, they can't sense danger. So all they can think about is the FOMO, as in, crap, I'm gonna be left out unless I grab this supply. They're running out of it. I got to get in here. Okay, because that's what makes us special as humans, right? So you can't sense any danger in 12 months from now. Zero. No idea. Okay, that is what we're going to be building into. We're building into that now. Michael Saylor coming out, $13 million BTC. Our Gilf, Kathy Wood, who you would go, right? Not just back in the day, you probably go her right now. $1.5 million as well, BTC price. You know what I mean? That is confident. That's what we want to see out here, because, man, there's so much. It's kind of funny, we talk about this. There's a reason we talk about this. Because if you get this right, you literally... I know some of you people dream about this. I've never had this dream, but some of you dream about this, where you go to your place of employment and you literally give your boss the middle finger and walk out. Okay, crypto will let you do that. I've never been that person. I'm gonna be like, hey, my boss. But I know some of you work some really crappy jobs, man. Oh man, hospitality industry. Just some of the. Let's just say, some people just, I don't know how they became managers. I don't know the things you guys have to deal with sometimes. Some people are just so myopic on life. They don't want to see anybody get ahead. Keep everybody down, man. So you get to escape that if you get this right. That's the best part. Friends, I also want to show you this. Remember, Jim Cramer is turbo bearish on August and September. We've got a post here from Jack Levin. I sold all my altcoins. I will rebuy the last week of August, early September. We are in for a tough macroeconomic roller coaster, short term. This is a trade. Holding long term is usually the best idea. Trump also says job numbers, which is the biggest drop, were faked by Biden, and he has ordered her. That's just, I don't know. Who does that? Selling for a month? It's just not worth it, man. Like, it's just, yeah, man, you shouldn't do that, friend. Like, in markets, remember, if you're buying, you just think about, I think it's going to be better in the next 12 months or worse. You should be thinking like that, okay? Because dealing with 1 month, you're just trying to predict the color of the monthly candle. It's hard enough, man, being here 18 hours a day. I can't imagine doing something like that. And by the way, buying up in a month, this is a danger, man. When you're selling altcoins, okay, you think, oh, I'm just going to get in when it's better. Like, you're getting off emotion, dude. If the altcoin you want to buy is just 30% higher by the end of this month, you have cut off your returns by a third, dude. You can't get back in. Yeah. So it's basically like if you sold, let's say XRP, for example. Okay, you've sold XRP at $3, and you're like, oh, because I think it's going to 2. Yeah. If you have to buy it back at $4, let's say you're wrong by this month and it's up 30%. If you have to buy it back, okay, your XRP, you can't buy, let's say you sold 10,000 units of XRP. You can only get back like 6,500. Yeah, it literally like, that's why people don't think like that. Man, aren't you dreaming about the big target? You've literally cut off everything by a third. You've literally cut everything by a third. So if your dream was to be a millionaire and you worked everything out, well, now the cap is 650,000 because, and by this is one move. One move. Imagine you do this move again, you get that wrong. And then you're not even wrong 30%, you're wrong just like 20%. You see what I mean? No one ever thinks about that. They only think about how good they'll feel if they markets are down 6%, we're all crying and they get to buy back in. And that's why it becomes really dangerous the more you play. Now, friends, of course, it wouldn't be a juicy news without covering Tom Lee. Tom Lee, everybody. Publicly traded Bitmine. Tom Lee says Ethereum, $60,000. Now, Tom Lee, I love that cute picture of Tom Lee. Oh, I want to find him. So cute. He's so, yeah, here he is. He. Did I accidentally give you a $7.5 trillion valuation for your Ethereum? He's so smart. He's really smart, man. He's really smart. Here's the thing. We just say 60,000 ETH. You think he's smoking crack? No. That is a $7.5 trillion valuation for Ethereum. Okay. That is, think about it, friends. If Bitcoin goes to 15 trillion, that is a 750K, I think, Bitcoin. Actually, yes, I'm correct. 750K, right? So if he thinks, oh, Bitcoin is probably not talking about probably like in 2 days, probably talking about, hey, by now, by this cycle and next cycle, maybe, right? That's how they're forecasting it. And if you look at it, does the ETH-BTC ratio line up? It does. It actually does. If Bitcoin is 750K and Ethereum is $60,000, you get an ETH-BTC ratio of 0.08. So it might be something, you can never know, it could be something like that. It could be something like this later, friends. Actually, maybe not like that. Hopefully it goes up like, hopefully we do that, come back down, maybe a bear market, maybe it comes back up, shoots up, maybe it does this, and then it's ready to go up. Yes, it could be it. But we'll see. I've got a feeling a lot of us are going to be too rich. I hope so. Too rich, too fast. And then I'm like, look, man, I really want us to hit those big numbers next cycle. I just don't know. Okay. Because remember, how are we going to flush out Michael Saylor if he's going to take on this leverage? Because, friends, you just I'm telling you, just keep forecasting it. If nothing stops Michael Saylor, he owns something like 5% of American land, the entire country of America. It's like it doesn't make any sense for it. If it has to stop somewhere, it has to do a leverage wipeout. Unless you really say, hey, Michael Saylor is going to be literally just flipping his way to owning, 5% of American land. So all of those stories, okay, all the next chapters, we're still going to turn those pages. They're not here yet. You know, it's just fun to always think about the future. But for us now, all we really can watch is that price of meth and hope that once it starts to crank up to 4, 5, 6, 7, the next chapter starts to unfold with alt season, the business cycle. But for now, sitting on our hands, like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you soon.